Ladies and gentlemen, it is the first of the month. That means Finance Day. Okay, Finance, first of the month. I'm going to walk you through my net worth for March and walk you through the progression from February to March and some of the things that happened to me this month financially on my goal to reach $10,000. It's going to happen. We're gonna make it there, guys. We're 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 gonna make it there. All right, we're gonna make it there. It's gonna happen. We're gonna make it happen. So, first of all, things that happened this month. All right, look, I'm not saying this to complain. I'm just saying this as a matter of fact. It's just a fact of life, bro. Shit happens. All right, shit happens that we don't account for. But that's why we have finances in the bank. That's why we have money saved up to cover those expenses. So what happened this month with me? Well, first of all, I had this beautiful bike, and I got schwacked by a car while riding that bike. Fortunately, I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm here. I'm in one piece. I'm not injured in any way. So that's really all I care about, to be honest with you. Like when it happened, that was all I cared about. But the bike is totaled. Um, Unfortunately. So I had to make some repairs to that. I'm currently also saving up for a car. I'm going to buy one in cash, in full. None of this financing business. But while I do that, the bike is the way to go. So I had to spend a few $100s. You know what I mean? Like, bike stuff is expensive, bro. So I spent a few $100s on parts for a new frame, pretty much. Now, the upside is that at one of my jobs, I've been able to access all their tools to do a lot of work on the bike. So the cost is lower than it would have been had I been just bringing it in to the shop to get these things done. So I did keep the cost as low as possible, but there were some expenses there. Also, there were just some life things that came up that I had to deal with and pull some money out of some accounts to handle. Um, Not really going to get into those things too much, just unfortunate events, that happened to all of us. So, anyway, with that being said, my checking account. Honestly, I don't really count this toward my net worth, but I just have it here anyway. Um, just to show you, I keep my checking account pretty liquid. Okay, the $70 in there was on the first of the month, or I think even last night, like the last day of March. And I'm not stressing about that too much. I'm not gonna run out of money anytime soon from that, and I don't find myself pulling from my savings at all, really, which is funny, but yeah, $70 in my checking. I have in my savings, uh, and this would be higher if those few things didn't happen that required me to be spending a little bit more this month. My savings went from 1,000 to 1,600. Pretty good, pretty sizable increase. Like I'm happy with that. It is what it is, considering a few of the other additions that I made here. My Roth IRA, I doubled that. Went from 400 to $1,000. So I'm happy with those contributions. And what I did with my Roth was I set up a direct deposit from my second job to where I think it's 25% of my paycheck just goes. No, it's 20% of my paycheck goes directly to my Roth IRA. No, it's 25. It's 25%. 25% of my paycheck goes directly to my Roth IRA, and set it, forget it, automatically gets invested for me. So a portion of that was contributions from me, and then a portion of that was also the first paycheck that I had that system in place for that job going to the Roth. Satisfied with that growth. Schwab brokerage, still not using it. I'm gonna roll over from my Robinhood probably this month. We'll see. We'll see. But that is a plan that's in place for the next few months. Hopefully by fall, have these funds rolled over here. And going off of the Roth IRA, um, direct deposit, because of that, I'm contributing less. I have no automatic deposits to my brokerage account. So, any also I doubled it, doubled the amount. I'm not happy with that. I wish more money had gone to my Roth. That being said, I'm going to slow down investing into my brokerage account until I stack up more in my tax shield Roth IRA, and then figure out what to do with this Robinhood account. I have a $5 daily investment into QQQ. So every day, $5 gets put into that for dollar cost averaging, which I plan to keep, for as long as possible. But I just need to do some research and get something similar. I would like to have something similar set up on Schwab. So, and I'm sure they offer that. Also, this past month, I opened up a high yield savings account. So I have 20% of my paycheck for my second job going straight here. All the other percentage just goes to my Chase savings, which I'm experimenting, and just allocating things different places here and there. But yeah, 1,200 in that high yield savings, bringing my net worth total to $5,529 compared to 2,450 from the start of March, end of February. So I'm happy with that increase. I also this month started tracking a little more closely my liabilities, so my spending. Subscriptions, I just put as bills and utility, but that's around $120 a month. I also opened up a credit card, so I got approved for a Chase Freedom Unlimited card. I'm spending that very carefully. I'm basically spending it like the money I have in my checking, and then every week I've been paying it off. So whatever balance is in there, I just pay it off at the end of the week. I get anxious, man. Like I had a $400 purchase this month that I had to make, and I didn't put it on the credit card, because I was just too anxious about it. I was like, no, like this isn't going on the credit card. So with that said, I keep my credit card balance pretty low, like very low. Rent, self-explanatory, and then spending. I double this with the credit card, but like not everything I put on the credit card. Sometimes I'll just be like, yeah, I don't want this to be on the credit card. Like, I don't know. I'm still figuring out my system with all this, um, with this whole thing, this whole credit card business. I'm still figuring out how it works for me, and what works best for me, and what could keep me out of paying the interest. So I'm really working hard not to get into consumer debt. Um, that's the last thing I want, dude. And I haven't really felt like a crazy urge to be spending with the credit card, but it feels different when I'm spending with that card, and I'm like, yeah, this is money I don't have. It doesn't come out of my account, and like, no, it does. It does. Anyway, that's around $770 a month. I'm very fortunate in my situation. My expenses are pretty low, so I don't be paying all that much. All right. So that means I could just save a bunch of money. So anyway, my total net worth is $4,759. All right. So I'm satisfied with that. I'm about halfway to my goal, which I set in January of this year. So I think with compounding, a little compounding, I mean, I don't know how much my stock assets are doing me right now, but I'm hoping that with a little bit, we can sort of make this happen, make this possible. So, what are my plans for the month of April, right? What am I going to try to do? What am I going to focus on this month? I'm trying to learn like one new financial thing each month. And the first thing is I have a rollover coming in from a previous 401k. Um, yeah, we'll see how that works out. We'll see how that works out. That's going to go into my Roth IRA. Um, Nothing much more to say about that. That'll be for a future video. But another thing that I want to look more into this month is just the high yield savings account. So, and also figuring out my Chase savings situation. Okay, so like being fully transparent, like I need to have liquid cash that I could just pull at, at the flip of a switch, right? Just be able to pull it. I'm figuring out myself how much that is, and I think for now 1500 seems like an okay number, to have as just like a safety. Um, and I feel like I just want the rest to go to my high yield savings to be earning interest. We'll see, you know. I should have like written some of these things down. But anyway, yeah, this is my total net worth. Um, what was I gonna say? Oh, I'm also gonna be rebalancing my Roth IRA. Guys, I have SCHD, SCHG, and SWTSX in my Roth IRA, which I feel like just has a lot of overlap. And obviously, with everything that's been going on in the market, I'm trying not to be reactive, okay? I'm trying not to be reactive, but I'm trying to find ways to maximize my growth coming out of this sale, right? And like, so for me, like, I'm 23, okay? I don't need to be investing like I'm in my 50s or like I'm in my 40s. Um, so I'm gonna learn this month, just really do my research and just sit down and I want to learn the Schwab platform more, just mainly so I can move off of Robinhood. That's one of my goals. I think, yeah, I think this month the high yield savings, focusing on that, um, and focusing on learning the Schwab platform. So my brokerage, I would like to transfer my positions, but we'll see how that works out. What else? I think that's about it, man. I don't know if there's anything more that I need to talk about here. Um, yeah, on the road to 10K, man. We're gonna make it happen. It's gonna happen, and it's gonna be good, bro. It's gonna be good. So join me if you want. If you don't, that's cool too. But thanks for watching. All right, peace.